a very important car for Mitsubishi because it is their only new platform right now. They've given up on the sedans, and then the Outlander and Outlander Sport are both, an older platform. So this is kind of it for them right now. So it'll be very interesting to see how it does. So it is called the Eclipse, which was a car I loved and adored. I'm not sure who thought to call it the Eclipse because based on the looks and the name, I thought it'd be a very sporty SUV. And there's not actually even a sport mode, and I would have been okay with that. But as I'll talk about in the drive review, it's not the sportiest SUV in the world. Maybe there's going to be a more sporty trim plan later. But that was just kind of confusing to me from a company that's built cars like the 3000 GT, the Mitsubishi Evo, and of course the original two-door Eclipse, and this is a four-door SUV, and it's not even like a one of those two-door coupes that the Germans all have now. So naming after a two-door was kind of just an interesting choice. But let's see how it is.
One thing I'm very positive about is the styling. In front, it's aggressive. I like these rims on the side. Good profile. It's not trying too hard. Like some Asian SUVs out there. The back is probably the most controversial part. I like it. It reminds me of some other SUV out there. It's like a bit of Volvo, but it's nice. Let's check out this back storage area here and see they kind of split the window, which was neat. With the seats down, as you can see, for a smaller SUV, there's actually quite a bit of storage. You can fit some fairly large, decent things in there, which is pretty neat as well. So not too much else to look at back here. Let's check out the back seat. That's, for two 6 feet people, they could fit in here. It's, not the biggest, but it's a decently sized SUV. As you can see, here's how the seats are. Coming around to the interior here, it's a pretty nice place to spend time. It definitely has the super handling all-wheel drive, which we'll discuss in the drive review, is great. Not a fan of this touchpad, but it is a touch screen as well. Decent console in there, nice storage area there. So overall, pretty nice. Coming around to this interior here, some very, very nice touches, nice plastics. Even if you don't get the leather seats, those are pretty nice.
All right, so it's actually a pretty comfortable SUV overall. It's good on the highway. The highway mileage, though, interestingly enough, is not much better than the city mileage, which with the CVT and the turbo in this one kind of surprised me. The city mileage is actually really good on it, but you only get a few more miles a gallon on the highway. But it is a nice highway cruiser. It's a lot quieter than some of the other Mitsubishis. So some of their NVH or noise and vehicle harshness, they've improved that just a lot on this SUV. Also, just the quality overall is better. The steering is pretty good. Again, I do wish there was like a sport mode for it. However, around town, it's not the tightest system out there. For what it is for an SUV, it's all right. The CVT, it's definitely one of the better ones out there. It's still a CVT. At the end of the day, I don't really shift it manually, but when you do kick down, it kicks down and gets going pretty quickly, and you can kind of feel the little surge, which is kind of a critique sometimes of CVTs. The brakes are actually really, really good, and the ride quality, it's pretty nice, even over large bumps, things like that. The area of improvement on that would be the handling is not all that great compared to some of these other smaller SUVs like the Mazda and things like that. Enough for what a lot of SUV drivers will be doing. But if you were thinking it would be a super sporty SUV, you probably want to drive it, and there are other sportier ones out there. So the ultimate question, would I buy this SUV with my own money? I'm not generally a fan of smaller SUVs, although this is bigger than some of the smaller ones, and this isn't like a real subcompact. There's the Outlander Sport for this, so it's Outlander Sport, Eclipse Cross, and then Outlander right now. It does represent a tremendous value for what it brings, and it's definitely the best Mitsubishi out there. The Outlander is great too in a different way. This is definitely a big step forward from the Outlander Sport, for example, though. And I do think there's a lot of value here for people buying this. You get a great warranty. Both the powertrain and the regular warranty are longer than their competitors, which is pretty nice. The best Mitsubishi SUV yet. Obviously, you want to drive a few of the competitors, but I do think this does warrant your consideration, this does warrant your consideration. And unlike some of the other, like the Outlander Sport, for example, it's not just because of the great price on it. It's because it's a very competent, good SUV. Until next time, my speedy racers, drive on.